A good weekend for the celebration. Tomorrow, not so much.
Not so much.
Looks like we got some rain.
We do. We have a cold front where the winds are going to crank up. It's not going to be incredibly cold tomorrow, but you'll notice a definite dip in temperature behind this front. So let's get right into it, because tomorrow we've already deemed it an inconvenient weather day just because of this cold front really going to pack a punch as it moves into central Florida. Now, ahead of this front, what we are going to see a few showers tonight, which I'll show you in a moment, but widespread rain and thunderstorms definitely will take over starting early in the day and then progressing into the afternoon hours, turning windy as well, with the winds out of the west-southwest, anywhere between about 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting up in that 30-mile-per-hour range. But they could exceed that with thunderstorms that have the potential to turn severe. We could see winds gusting up in the 50-mile-per-hour range. So a good thing is it's not going to be a whole bunch of widespread severe thunderstorms, but a big temperature dip is what we are expecting behind this front. Looking at the water vapor imagery tonight, here's your front, folks. It's already getting closer and closer to the panhandle there, knocking on the door tonight. Ahead of that, though, you'll notice this green. That is moisture streaming into central Florida, already allowing for a few showers to develop, which I'll show you in a moment. But you'll notice this dark blue here behind that front. That is that colder air mass, and all of this warmer air ahead of it. Well, that collision of those two air masses definitely going to give us the potential to see maybe one or two strong to severe thunderstorms. So when we look at the severe risk, we're only at a marginal risk. That means maybe an isolated storm or two in this highlighted green area. It doesn't mean everybody is going to see that rain. Kind of like what we're looking at tonight. You'll see these pockets of heavy rain moving to the north and east tonight, associated with the moisture streaming in ahead of this front, but really not too much action across much of Central Florida just yet. But watch this. Here's a look at your pinpoint accurate forecast.
Sponsored by Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. AC emergency? You ought to call Strata.
As we take you hour by hour, we start the clock at 11. We're still going to see maybe a little bit of light rain across our northern zones, but I think the majority of the rain really starts to knock on the door of Marion County to begin, and also Flagler County, around 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. These models have been jumping back and forth between about 7 and 9 o'clock in the morning. But watch this. As I put the clock back in motion, we get closer to noon. You'll notice that most of the action is along that I-4 corridor, maybe not around the metro just yet, but again, these models will bounce back and forth, but there will be pockets of heavy rain that you see here in the red and the pink. Now, as we head into the second half of the afternoon, you'll notice that a lot of these thunderstorms start to really kind of fine-tune it and get closer to the coastline around 2, 3, and 4. I think that's when we have the potential to see maybe a brief spin-up associated with these thunderstorms as they kind of exit the area with that front. Now, behind this front, we could still be dealing with a little bit of light rain, but I think the majority of us will be seeing it wrap up, and maybe about anywhere between about a quarter up to 3/4 of an inch of rain accumulating by tomorrow night. So really not a big rain maker, but look at this. By MLK Day, everything's dry. We're back to 70 and 50% rain chances Tuesday and Wednesday associated with, that's right, that big winter storm, right? So as we look at this particular model, this is Tuesday at 11 o'clock in the morning. Notice that all the blues here, that is snow across the deep south. Okay, this is going to be a winter weather maker for the deep south. But when you look at northern Florida, you see this mix, and that's where the precipitation is still a little unknown. So is it going to snow, or is it going to be sleet, or is it going to be a mixture across northern Florida? We'll definitely iron out those details as that system gets closer. For tonight, though, I can tell you lows will stay right around the mid-60s. Here's a look at your pinpoint accurate 7-day forecast. After we get through tomorrow, your high temperature of 73. We're going to see a big dip in temperature. Look at that. 53 degrees, 54, maybe if we're lucky, right? And that's after we wake up in the low 40s, and then we're back to the low 40s at night, only to go back to the 60s, 50s, 60s, 60s. It's one of those weeks where you need your jacket, your rain gear, everything at this point, because we're going to go up, we're going to go down, we're going to go up, we're going to go down, and it's going to be like that all this week.
You know, we were okay with the cold, but now when we add possibly some snow or sleet or ice to that, that's when you lose me.
I'm not saying it's going to snow, but I'm not saying it won't.
Yeah, I mean, I've lived in the mountains. I'm so happy to be home. We don't have that weather anymore.
Right.
Now here we are.
It's very far and few between, but, you know, hey, we've seen it here before.
All right.
Us Florida girls know that.
And you know that. All right, Samara, thank you. Here's tonight's Florida Lottery drawing.